2018, a crack YouTube unit was sent to social media prison by an algorithm for the crime they didn't commit. These producers promptly escaped from a maximum security social media stockade to the internet underground. Today, still wanted by social media, they survive as producers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the Smash Team.
And poof, I've appeared, doing a completely different format for the That Is Censored and That Is a Sinkhole, the portion of the videos where we encourage people to understand the distinction between their beep and a hole in the ground. Did you watch our video from earlier about the coronal mass ejection that occurred, which appears mostly not Earth-facing? Anyway, without further ado, here's the video as promised about this autumn's crop maneuvers.
All right, so let's just go down the list of indoor-outdoor farming techniques. First of all, got to have a tackle box in your living room in order to fish for dudes like Phelps, because you got to fish for your goldfish. So going down the list from largest indoor aquaculture to smallest, we have this 29-gallon tank with 2 palm-sized goldfish called Phelps and Juaz. Say hi, Juaz. Next, we've got a 10-gallon featuring 1 common pleco. It's James T. Kirk. Also, there's an algae tank, and that's an additional 5.5 gallons. In the windowsill, we will be adding plants in this windowsill soon. Other windowsill includes a bunch of aloes. Here's the aloes. And we're going to be adding more stuff in the top portion of this windowsill shortly. Here's another windowsill. This one has a tomato that's been outside and seems to already like growing indoors better. Here's a tomato that's going crazy indoors. That is a lemon tree. There's another aloe. Finally, to close out the indoor windowsills, here's one featuring only a poinsettia, and this will have things added to in a moment. Here's the outdoor regions. So this is the strip compost area here. You just hurl compost here, and then we eventually rotate this, and we've got a bunch of tomatoes growing spontaneously up here once again, such as this one here and this one here, growing out onto the lawn. Looks like 4 pretty decent sized plants there just spontaneously growing. Here we have some corn that spontaneously grew because we just grow corn on purpose. And I see a cedar waxwing over here. This is great. Actually got a cedar waxwing. Check it out. They love red berries, and we got lots of them in the yard. Anyway, there's this corn. It's just one ear. It's probably got about 15 kernels on it. Next, we've got these scrubby looking Jerusalem artichokes right by the spouting. And we just got 1 pound of tubers, and they look pretty crappy. They got ravaged by deer. We're going to put proper fences around them. Here's another one. Also got beaten up. We're going to put proper fences around them before next year and change the drainage a little bit. And here are some other Jerusalem artichokes. These will get a better fence before next year also. At least we've established said plants. So there you have it. There's what's going on as far as the indoor and outdoor stuff. We're going to move probably all of those tomatoes inside. And yeah, that's what's up. I can't believe we got a cedar waxwing. I guess that burning bush is a hit. We've got some robins that are still hanging out. And some blue jays also. We are out.
So there's the update as far as that stuff goes. We still have not gotten around to the Ruffles All Dressed update, although we are going to be talking about movies in a minute. Did you know that All Dressed is the #1 flavor in Canada? Oh yeah, All Dressed. We are not paid by Ruffles to say this. Although I am scared, we're going to be doing research on the chips before doing the review. Smash Team, are you ready for the cosmology stuff? We already know that once you are far enough away, the universe acts like a magnifying glass and objects start to increase in size in the sky. Because of the distance, the objects we observe are extremely faint, which means we can only see the brightest parts of them, the hotspots. The hotspots occur at the outer edges of the radio galaxy, so they appear to be larger than ever, confounding their initial expectations. There's a bit of a lack of understanding about things like redshift, as light gets slowed down and diffused as it passes through the intergalactic medium. We've left links below the video to this article. It's a phys.org. Also, we've got some new animations from Chandra regarding some mega clusters, so check this out.
When two pairs of galaxy clusters collide, the final result is not...
Anyway, we're going to have to mute that. We've left links to the video in the description. Check it out. It's talking about the merging of mega clusters. And I have a feeling we're going to find more and more baryons in the areas between said megaclusters. What say you about baryons? Let's talk about Robitaille and what Robitaille has to say about things like signal-to-noise ratio when measuring things like M87. This is a random section here. The latest Sky Scholar video, you may find it to be quite interesting. So we've left links to this video as well. The claim of the black hole image. Oh yes, black holes, math in search of observations.
But there is another problem still, and one that should give everyone cause for serious concern. Let us have a look once again at the points that set the horizontal resolution, namely those involved in the JCMT-PV and SMA-PV pairs on the lower right.
Notice the signal-to-noise ratio. It's a little on the low side. Please continue.
Of this figure. There are only 4 data points now for each pair. Here we find a stunning observation. The lowest signal-to-noise point on the SMA-PV dataset has a value of only about 1. That implies no signal at all. The other points have a signal-to-noise of about 2 or 3. Again,
these are very bad signal-to-noise ratios, and if you think you're looking at a jack-o'-lantern, if the signal-to-noise ratio is 1, that's not a signal. Anyway, links to the video below here. Thanks, new subscribers. And please share our videos on your social media. And thanks to the smAsho staff for all your hard work. And thanks, patrons, most especially. Those of you who do not support the channel, are you familiar with the mission? It's to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, to raise the awareness of the general public of the relationship between space weather and Earth effects, to connect and consult with media organizations, hence this channel, to demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems, like growing indoor tomatoes over the wintertime, to publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary fashion, and to evaluate said papers. Also to assist mankind, aka the humans, for many, many bars of gold-pressed platinum. Just kidding. To advance the study of predictive phenomenon, to do things like optimize value and reduce risk and liability and save lives and resources and adapt no matter what the adversity, and to not be ossified in our beliefs, since in the realm of science, if you're ossified in your beliefs, you're going to be having a bad time when breakthroughs happen. You're going to experience future shock, and you're going to experience current retirement. Were you aware that Google is a complete scam and not a verb? And if you're using Google as a verb, it means to obtain biased search results. So if you're going to support the channel, please do so via things like PayPal. Also, the Hemp Lucid Spaced Out campaign, which is linked beneath the video in the description box. If you're in the market for CBDs, check out the Spaced Out campaign on Hemp Lucid. Or, better yet, become a patron. I would recommend joining at the $9.99 a month level, as the $1 a month level is going to evaporate on Halloween, making for a scary day. And we're getting a phone call. Let's answer, see if it's a scam. Hello.
To avoid cancellation of your policy, a payment must be received before November 2nd.
Oh, I'm not sure what that was all about. It sounded unclear. Anyway, thanks again, patrons. And we'll continue providing you with the information before everybody else. To patrons and those of you who are not patrons, have you been watching our movie reviews? We've been doing reviews and referrals, etc. Check those out. Here's a clip. Looks like it's about the Omen remake.
Very subtle differences. I think the kid might be slightly more creepy, but everything else is slightly less creepy. And that's
It's all about the soundtrack, baby. It's all about the soundtrack. Were you aware we're also on BitChute? Check it out, 30 views over there today. And the video we really had trouble with took up the slack completely when YouTube failed to premiere the video. The one from October 22nd, check that one out. I guess maybe it's, who knows, maybe it's really controversial. It does have the word junkware in the title. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Also, check us out on other social media like Twitter, twitter.com/smashomash, minds.com/smashomash. We're on Facebook, but really Minds is where it's at. It's the future of social media, where you won't be censored or shadow banned or anything like that. And hey, whoever sent us a wire, thank you. And whoever unsubscribed, thank you also. Are you familiar with Zooniverse.org? Check out this amazing galaxy we classified earlier today. This had nothing to do with making videos. This was just loading up tabs, putting them in the right places. I guess you could call it show prep. But anyway, check out this obvious merging galaxy. Fantastic. And check out Zooniverse.org's Galaxy Zoo project. Now, Zooniverse.org is the largest citizen science project. Check out this galaxy. It's super weird. And I don't see anything odd about this except for the structure itself. Once again, we're getting the weirdo galaxies now, folks. We're going to have to classify this one. I say features are a disk. It's not an edge-on disk. What say you? Is there a bar feature? I don't see a bar. I see a lot of weirdness, but not a bar. I don't see a spiral arm pattern. I see a dominant bulge, which is perhaps what she said. Is the galaxy merging or disturbed? Let's say major disturbance. Are you disturbed by classifying galaxies? If so, don't go to Galaxy Zoo at zooniverse.org. I see a ring. I see a lens or arc. I see irregularities. I see dust lanes. Possible overlaps. Another classically strange galaxy on zooniverse.org. We're going to save that one for posterity. Do you know the difference between Uranus and a hole in the ground? Anyway, seriously, we need humans to classify galaxies, so check it out, zooniverse.org, Galaxy Zoo Project. Get published in a scientific paper, perhaps. Citizen science, it's important. And thanks once again to the smAsho team. Stay tuned for one bonus feature. It's a preview because we're going to be talking about Jeepers Creepers. We haven't watched it yet. Let's look at some images. We don't expect to put any spoilers out. Let's just go through the images here, as this is a 2001 production. Pretty stoked about it. Some sort of, is it an extraplanar entity? Is it an alien? Is it some sort of demonic entity from a different plane of existence? Jeepers Creepers, it's some sort of flying thing. It stays asleep for, I don't know, 27 years or something. And then it has to eat people. Doesn't seem demonic, folks. What do you say? As demons don't like eating people, they find us distasteful. And thanks again for tuning in, folks. We are out of here. Here's your local yellow dwarf, the last 18.5 hours of its activity in 171 angstroms. We'll let that play through a couple of times, and then we are calling it a day. There you have it. Remember, when you're staring at the sun, don't drink. And if you drink, stare at the sun anyway. Use the proper filters. And if you get banned on Facebook or on YouTube or any place else, there are alternatives.